surprised if this hasn't been put together from some form of previous template.
£35 million turnover organisation, site rules, less than half a page, I'd say. Is that unusual? Is that what you'd expect?
That isn't up to the standard I would normally see as part of my inspection routine, no.
You noticed, did you not, there were some errors in the paperwork?
I did.
Had you been asked to arrange netting or tower scaffolding?
No.
Did you speak to anyone about that?
Yeah, I raised that with John.
And what did he do?
We then removed that from the risk assessment.
Can you raise your right hand, please? And repeat after me. I do solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm.
Sorry.
I do solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Could you give your full name to the court?
John Crouchley.
And your occupation?
I'm a contracts manager.
Have you been working at Arkwright?
Yes.
How long have you worked for them?
35 years.
Since you left school?
Yes.
Did you leave school quite late on?
Had a long paper round.
Felix looks are guilty. Do you know Wheeldon Builders?
I do.
How do you know them?
I'm a friend of Chris Woodford.
Do you have any personal certificates in relation to your abilities to work on site?
I've got a certificate for mobile plant and a one-day work at height certificate.
Have you ever had any formal health and safety training outside of that?
No.
Did you have a discussion with Richard in relation to the matter which we're dealing with today?
With Richard?
Bottom of page 23. Sorry, it's wrong. With a Richard Everton.
Oh yes, he's our external trainer.
Did you have a discussion with him?
Yes.
What was the result of that discussion?
He advised us on a safe method of working.
What did you need at Arkwright?
What did we
page 24.
need? A temporary structure, erecting, and then it was going to be taken down at a later date. It's temporary storage.
Did you think about doing it yourself, internally?
We did, but we believed that we didn't have the capability and know-how to do it ourselves.
So did you contact anybody?
Yes, we contacted Chris Woodford.
And what did you say to him?
I told him that we had a job that he could help us out with. It'd probably take about a week.
How long have you known Chris for?
5 years.
Have you... Is that how long you've
No,
worked
sorry,
with him?
I've known him for about 20 years. He's
How
worked
long?
with us for about 5 years.
How many jobs have you done with him?
Quite a few, actually.
What do you make of him?
He's good.
What do you mean by good?
He's reliable, does a good job. Standard of work he does is satisfactory, good.
Is he cheap?
I wouldn't say he was cheap.
Is he value for money?
Yes.
Do you know Mark Bowers?
I only know Mark through Chris.
And how do you know him then? Just from working?
Yes, from work.
Do you ever have any issue with the way they work?
No, not at all.
How would you describe them?
I would say that they are reliable. They do the job that they're asked to do, and if they've got any problems, health and safety wise, we normally discuss it and come up with a good solution.
In relation to this job, did there come a time when you realised that there might be some difficulties?
Yes,
What were those difficulties?
when we discovered the fragile roof.
Did you make an assessment as to how that would affect things?
I did an assessment, yes.
How long did it take you to do that assessment?
Several hours.
So can you take the jury through what your assessment was?
Well, I looked at the job, tried to identify what the hazards were.
Did you make any notes of your assessment?
I wrote the risk assessment down, yes.
No,
Yeah.
but your notes as to what you were seeing.
No.
Did you do the assessment on your own?
I did.
So it's only your word for it that actually the assessment was done? Because you've got no notes of what you actually saw?
No. No, the assessment was written based on what I'd seen, what experience I've had from working at heights, working on roofs.
But you haven't got any formal training, have you?
No. I don't have a certificate, but I've got lots of experience.
So moving on.
Mr. Campbell, can I just clarify the risk assessment which Mr. Crouchley is talking about? Is that the document which the jury have seen on page 53 and 54?
EWO2 and EWO3, yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to have a look at those statements?
The assessments?
Yes.
Yes.
Those are the statements, the assessments which you did, is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, did there come a time when you needed more labourers on this site?
Yes. They did.
So the labourers who were initially working on it, were they given these risk assessments?
They would have been given them at the induction stage.
Well, have you got any documentation which shows that they read them?
No.
So let's, for speaking sake, let's look at Mr. Bowers, yes?
Yes.
How good is he in reading and writing? Did you ask him?
No.
Were you there when he was given the risk assessment?
Yes.
What did you do? Just hand it to him?
It was handed to Chris, and Chris read it.
Chris read it? Out loud?
No.
So you give the risk assessment to Chris, and you trust Chris to give it to Mark, yes?
Well, not necessarily. He doesn't have to give it to him, but he can...
But did you witness Chris reading out the risk assessment to Mark?
No.
So, as far as you're concerned, Mark was just given a piece of paper?
I'm assuming that Chris would have gone through it with him.
But you don't know?
I don't know for sure, no.
And you don't know, say, for speaking sake, if he was given a piece of paper, well, what his reading and writing standard was to ensure that he could understand anything which was on a piece of paper. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So say, for example, say you use foreign labourers, do you check as to their adequacy and understanding of English?
We would have used foreign labourers.
No, but if you'd used foreign labourers, would you check as to whether or not they can understand
Yes.
English?
Yes.
And would you write that down that you've done that check?
No.
So just your word for it that you would do that check, yes?
Yes.
Just your word for it that you did an assessment, yes?
Yes.
And just your opinion that you think that Mark may well have been given the risk assessment, but you don't know?
No.
Because you've got nothing written down?
No. But we wouldn't normally do that anyway.
You wouldn't normally write something down?
Well, we wouldn't normally write or record that they've been given the assessment. And,
It's a pretty important thing, isn't it?
well, if we've passed it to him,
For your peace of mind, that you do the assessment, you want to make sure it's taken seriously, don't you?
yes. And
And
Chris
one way
would.
to do that is by making sure people have it, that they can understand it, and you can confirm that they've been given it.
Well, I know he was given it.
But you can't prove that, can you?
No.
Mr. Campbell, I'm slightly confused. Mr. Crouchley is your witness, is he not? Prosecution witness.
He is, but I'm not going to apply to make him hostile, but he...
No, but you appear to be cross-examining your own witness. That's
Well, I do want to get home. I do want to get home on count two. We couldn't put two defendants in, we haven't got enough time. So, moving to the day in question, did there come a time when you needed another labourer?
He's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
That's why I prefer to defend. There came a time when you needed another labourer. Did you have a conversation with anybody about that?
Yes, I had a conversation with Chris Woodford.
Did you make it? Under what circumstances would you have accepted a new labourer on the site?
Under what circumstances?
Yes. Who had to be there for a new labourer to start? Begins with M and ends in E.
Yes, well, I would have liked to have been there. I would normally be there to do the induction.
Did you tell anybody that you wanted to be there if the new person started?
No,
You didn't.
not specifically. we agreed that we would have an extra person come and help out on site, but we didn't.
Did you know when they were going to start?
No, I was assuming it was going to be the day after I got back.
So when you were away at the sheep farm, or whatever you were doing with them, we won't go into detail about that, that would be another offence. Unless you're Cornish, because then it doesn't really count. So, you didn't realise the new man had started when you were at the sheep place?
No.
And the first you heard about him was when the accident had occurred?
Yes.
And so what did you think about that when you realised you didn't know the person was there?
I was surprised that he had been on site.
But do you know how he came to the site?
No.
Did you know him?
No.
What checks did you do on him?
I didn't.
Did you trust anyone to do those checks?
Yes, I trusted Chris. 'Cause when I'm not on site, Chris becomes a supervisor.
Does he have a badge? Does he wear a different coloured uniform?
No.
Does he know that he becomes a supervisor?
Yes.
What's Chris's experience in health and safety?
I wouldn't know for definite. He's done quite a lot of building work. He's got...
So you were point man for Arkwright, is that correct?
Yes.
And you did no real investigation into the suitability or otherwise of any subcontractor?
Well, I know the work he's done in the past, and I base my judgment on that.
But you didn't check about his suitability for this particular job, did you?
Well, I know he's done roof work before.
That's all?
Yes.
What sort of roof work?
Farm buildings and the like.
You mean the like?
Well, similar sort of structures, a roof job.
But like a factory roof with a shop open and a factory still working?
Not specifically.
No, that's all. Not at all, is it? No experience of this sort of job?
Well, it's a roof job.
That's all I ask.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there any question?
Yes, Your Honour. Mr. Crouchley, looking at the risk assessment, which is on page 53, we've heard evidence from your colleague, Ms. Weston, that she wasn't happy with changes in risk assessments. Do you remember a conversation with Ms. Weston?
Yes, I do.
And she said that she talked it through with you and then she accepted. Do you remember that conversation?
Yes.
Who provided the basis of that risk assessment? And obviously the bit that changed, I'll make this quick, the bit that changed that we were interested in is the netting. Who provided that? Was that your expert, your external consultant, Mr. Richard Everton?
Well, I produced the risk assessment based on information that he provided to
So
himself.
he provided you with input and then you provided the
Yes.
risk assessment. So that risk assessment was there with netting in and you crossed that out.
No, Eleanor crossed that out.
And then crossed that out on the basis of a conversation with you.
Yes. Originally, the plan was to use safety netting.
Right. Okay. And you've been on the site for having 35 years.
I've been with the company 35
years. And therefore, would you say, in that experience as operations director, what you say goes? Would you say that?
To a certain extent.
Good. Okay. And you've known Mr. Woodford for 20 years.
Correct.
5 years working with him. Are you in a habit of employing friends?
If they're reliable and good at the job.
Okay. Would Chris, as you call him, would he do anything against your wishes?
He wouldn't do anything against my wishes, but if he had a problem with the way a job was progressing, then we would discuss it. He wasn't afraid to raise issues with me.
Good. If you said to him to do something, would he do the opposite?
No.
If you asked him to ensure that anybody who came on the site was inducted, would he do the opposite?
No.
I'll stop there, thank you.
Does John have any questions?
Yes, just a couple. Mr. Crouchley, can you explain to the jury why did you think it was appropriate for you not to be there when the work was being done?
I had a more important, at the time, engagement.
And in terms of the risk assessment, which is on pages 53 and 54, did you go through that risk assessment with Mr. Woodford? Chris?
I passed it to him. I passed him a copy of it.
Did you go through it with him?
No.
Right. And when did you do that? When did you pass him a copy of it?
At the start of the job.
Right. So that was on the morning of the same morning when the job began?
When the job began.
Yeah. Did you satisfy yourself that suitable arrangements had been made for the safety of the people working on that?
Yes.
Even without safety netting?
Yes, we came up with alternatives to the safety netting, which was the harnesses, double harness method.
Right, okay. So you didn't make any provision for somebody coming onto site without a harness?
No.
Did you envisage that happening at all?
No, not at all.
Right. Okay, those are the questions. Anything arising out of my questions, Mr.
No, Your Honour.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Were you given any protective equipment?
Yes, I have protective boots and high vis, and I also wear on site, if I'm on the roof, a harness.
Mark saw me pull up and came down to meet me at my car where I parked. I put my safety boots on. He said you need a high vis jacket, so we went and grabbed me one from Chris's car, and then we went off to the scaffolding area. As I went up to the top of the ladder, we went round to see where Chris was working. Chris saw I was there, turned around, just said hello, all right, and that was it. And he went back to doing his job, and we had to move a bit of I don't know what it was, a piece of guttering, a roof sheet, I'm not sure. So Mark asked me to give him a hand.
And then what happened?
I don't remember much after that, I'm afraid. I woke up apparently having fallen through the roof with the paramedics around me.